What's up guys, Omni here. You guys know how it goes, another day, another video. Last night I tweeted I sleep. What recent news, topic, tweets, videos you want me to talk about tomorrow? Hey guys, today is Monday, June 24th, and it's freaking hot, okay? My AC's not working. It's really freaking hot. 100 plus degrees, like freaking everywhere, dog, okay? So I'm just not putting on the layers today, all right? I'm just trying to get through today. It's the kind of heat that like literally just makes you angry, okay? Because it's just hot for no reason. No air, everything's still, like dry like the fucking Sahara Desert. It's got me cursing. That's how bad it is out there. So and I have no AC right now, so I'm just not, okay? But it's not gonna stop me from talking about what we need to talk about today's drama. There's a lot. We finally got an update on, well, one of the biggest myths, urban legends, bigger than Bigfoot himself, DrDisrespect, who is currently under fire because some guy by the name of Cody Connors came out and made a tweet and said after 4 years of some why did DrDisrespect get banned on Twitch, after 4 freaking years, he was just like, oh, yeah, this is the reason why. In case you guys don't know who DrDisrespect is, the Doc is one of the biggest, most influential streamers there is, okay? In terms of iconic looking, in terms of how he looks, mustache shades, you've probably seen him in some fashion. He plays a lot of FPSs, and yeah, he was popular a long time ago and then popped off. He got banned on Twitch and nobody knew why. He moved to YouTube gaming, and so yeah, that's the backstory of DrDisrespect. Very, huge shooting game streamer, in case you just don't know. But yeah, Cody Connors has said he got banned because he got caught sexting a minor in the existing Twitch Whispers product. He was trying to meet up with her at TwitchCon. The powers that be could read in plain text, case closed, gang. Dang. That's wild. We just now look, man, I hate that everything always comes back to this issue. Is just like older people talking to mine. It's just so goddamn annoying. Now look, this is just a person tweeting, all right, with like no evidence, just saying, just saying that there's no proof or nothing, just being like, hey, we don't know the gravity of what's being said here. However, the guy who quote retweeted him said, this is the former account director of strategic partnerships at Twitch, claiming to reveal why Doc was banned at long last. And so it's not just from some random person, like just basically just throwing out information and just seeing if it sticks, like how most of the internet is. This person is the account director previous, okay? And so like if anyone is going to know why DrDisrespect got banned, it would be this guy. But benefit of the doubt, okay? Innocent until always proven guilty here in the court of Omni law, okay? He could be lying too. He could be making it up, he might, something still could be a little fishy. So we're not going to confirm or deny. We'll wait some information to come out, but DrDisrespect did respond. First reply came underneath Jake Lucky's tweet where he basically kind of quote retweeted and said, hey, this is what's happening. And DrDisrespect said, Jake, seriously, I get it. It's a hot topic, but this has been settled. No wrongdoing was acknowledged and they paid out the whole contract. So some people saw that and they were like, okay, well, he's saying there was no wrongdoing. Other people saw it and was like, bro, why not just say, hey, I didn't talk to any kids? Like that's the easiest thing that you can say, right? If anyone said, hey, Omni, we caught you sexting a minor, I would be literally just be like, I have never sexted a minor in my entire life. That would be like my response. Like if you think about like if someone says like something really bad about you and it didn't happen, you just be like, that did not happen. That's just a straight up lie, right? So maybe he's just saying this to, I don't know, be safe lawyer wise, but to me, it's a little alarming when you just can't literally come out and say, I didn't sext any minors, right? And that you can't say that. So the entire internet freaking blew up. A lot of moving pieces. We had one of his boys, Nickmercs, we talked about him before, who streams and he's like very anti like, LGBT and trans and everything like that, right? So he's just coming out here and basically, I'll show you his tweet as well. But people were like, dang, DrDisrespect, and they're treating him like he's Drake. This man is out here on Twitter getting eviscerated and getting draked over a freaking single tweet, right? He then replied here a couple of hours later saying, listen, I'm obviously tied to legal obligations from the settlement with Twitch, but I just need to say what I can say since this is effing internet. I didn't do anything wrong. All of this has been probed and settled. Nothing illegal. No wrongdoing was found, and I was paid Elden Ring Monday. So DrDisrespect basically saying because of the settlement, there's only what he can say and what he cannot say. And he's literally saying he's done nothing illegal, no wrongdoing was found, and that Twitch ended up paying paying him anyway. So it would be very weird, right, if I guess he got caught sexting a minor and then Twitch was like, yeah, we're still gonna pay you money anyway, kind of thing. Like it seems like something funky is going on. We still don't know the truth, but a lot of people have been collaborating and saying like, yeah, this is a rumor that I've heard for a very long time, even myself. I'm not confirming or denying it, but you guys know me. I talk about the news. I'm in the YouTube streamer base and everything. I know way too much freaking stuff about way too many people. Like I got deep, dark secrets. And then some of the information that people share with me is like freaking like wrong. So a lot of people just lie. So I've been told a lot of accusations. And during the years, since this happened like 4 years ago, I can literally tell you guys that a couple people have anonymously come up to me and been like, yeah, Omni, this is the reason why DrDisrespect got banned. And it kind of matches what this guy is saying as well. Okay. Again, a lot of people just saying stuff, could just be rumors that are just spreading around. I can't confirm nor deny. There doesn't seem to be any proof, but a lot of people are just being like, yeah, this is the rumor that's been circulating for the past couple of years. That's not me saying that I think it's true. It's just, it's a little weird, right? And I want to give like people like DrDisrespect the benefit of the doubt because I'd rather be wrong in this situation. So this brings us to Nickmercs. He streams on Kick. He's a huge popular like first person shooter streamer as well. Pretty good friends with Tim the Tatman and DrDisrespect as well. And he's also been in a lot of controversy because of him vocalizing his distaste for the LGBT community and the trans community and amongst of other things as well. Okay, so that's Nickmercs, all right? There's a large fan base of him who find him based and saying that everything that he's saying is true. And there's a lot of people who are saying like, hey man, you're garbage, okay, bro? The fact that you don't believe that trans people have rights and all this other stuff, yada, yada, yada. That's that, you get it, right? That's who this guy is. He's a pretty big streamer, used to be much larger, still doing it as well. And yeah, now he has something to say about the situation.
Yo, checking in. Look, I open Twitter, bunch of my mentions are he, they, she, hey, they, fucking, I identify as a helicopter. God damn it. And I seen the couple tweets about the doc. I'm as taken back as a lot of you guys are, okay? But the fact remains that these are some crazy accusations. Crazy. Big time accusations. And until we know more, until we know them as fact, until they've been proven with evidence, what are we talking about? What's anybody talking about? As far as the leave the little kids alone stuff, this doesn't make it any further from the truth. Leave little children out of your shit. Have a nice day.
So yeah, that was Nickmercs basically being like, yo, unless there's any kind of proof, like this is just fluff and everyone's just kind of talking. And also about leave the little kids alone, people were like basically being like, yo, your friend DrDisrespect might have been talking to little kids. Okay, and he's saying, yeah, that's still true. So kind of taking a stance where he's basically number A. Delete that, editor. Okay, leave that out.
I know what I have to do, but I don't know if I have the strength to do it.
Number A. I'm not trying to be dramatic here, but it's been a hard fight.
Number one, poking at the he, him, they, them, the pronouns type of group. Number two, basically saying like there's some crazy accusations, but there's no proof. So until there's some proof, okay, what are we talking about? And then number three, also continue to, to not include kids into any of these subjects. Which then brings up another competitor, Ava Chris Tyson. You probably know her from MrBeast, part of his crew, essentially, of all the people that come in to do MrBeast videos and recently transitioned. And there was a lot of drama with Ava because she was appearing in MrBeast's videos and people were saying that when she appeared, during the transition, that they were basically making MrBeast's videos get massively disliked. There's a lot of people who are like, I don't feel like Ava should be in these videos at all. That it just needs to be done, needs to be gone. MrBeast stepped in and said, yo, hey, Chris is a friend, one of my best friends, okay? And I don't like how people are treating them. Had something to do with this YouTube video. It was like the downfall of Chris Tyson or something. I don't know. Lots of drama. But she, quote, retweeted him and said, me every time I post on Twitter /POS. And then Nickmercs said, you should be ashamed of yourself, leaving behind your wife and child to play pretend. One day you'll wake up and realize what you've done. In which Ava said the protect the kids crowd when someone is a loving parent versus when their boy is currently facing SA accusations. The reason why this is a little bit important because this brought up MrBeast, literally came in as well to defend Ava. I know, it's crazy. These are big names. These are big people. DrDisrespect, Nickmercs, freaking MrBeast. The people who are involved in this getting dragged into this situation are large. MrBeast being the largest YouTuber now. I think they surpassed T-Series as the #1 subscribed YouTuber channel now. But you guys know MrBeast, gang gang. He said Ava is literally always with her kid and doesn't even go on shoots to spend more time with him. Tuck man is always smiling, not sure why this rumor is a thing. So this is just words from somebody who's literally, you know, a friendship with Ava saying like, yeah, this is kind of fake news. And that's basically it. That's kind of where we are. In my opinion, man, like the fact that this was going to be the announcement, I had no idea, right? When DrDisrespect got banned on Twitch, that it would be a situation where he will look like Drake, okay? And they about to start stomping on him like they not like us or whatever. If it's true, it sucks. If it's not true, then it also kind of sucks because now he's getting false allegations. I don't know the answer. And you at home, I know what you're thinking, okay? Some of y'all are like, hey man, Omni, isn't it very obvious that it happened? Right? No, stop, bro. Wait for more information, okay? God damn, I don't know how many times I have to tell people this to not just grab the pitchfork, start stabbing people all left and right, nilly-willy, just because you see a goddamn tweet, okay? See if more comes out from it, all right? And I feel like when it comes to like accusations like this, it's very important to have proof. You can't always provide proof, and a lot of things do get hidden and dig, and there are some things that actually look kind of coincidental. So maybe be vigilant, maybe keep your eyebrow up. It's important to use your gut and your intuition. Where you think there's smoke, there could potentially be fire. And also one last thing, when it comes to these accusations, one person saying one thing is like one thing, but when you have like a lot of people from many different circles kind of saying the exact same allegation, being like, yes, this is what I heard. Yes, this is what I heard. We have a lot of people being like, yes, I can confirm that this is what I have also heard, the exact same information. Then it makes the accusation, even without the proof, a little bit more solid. You know what I'm saying? Because it's multiple testimonies of hearing the exact same thing. But I think people are trying to avoid getting sued. So no one's trying to basically say it happened for a fact, because I'm guessing DrDisrespect will fucking like sue your ass, right? And you'll be gone, eviscerated, because this man has money on money on money. So yeah, that's the situation with DrDisrespect. You guys can let me know how you feel in the comments below, how you feel about the situation. And if there's anything else that develops from it, I'll let you know. All right, guys, we have Elden Ring drama. Man, one of the oldest dramas of all gaming. This one you guys are going to like, okay? If you guys don't know, Elden Ring, one of the most popular Dark Souls of all time, probably the most popular. I'm pretty sure it won Game of the Year when it came out as well. Just dropped a DLC called Shadow of the Erdtree, okay? And this DLC is basically a new entire freaking game with bosses that are extremely strong. You thought that you were basically struggling against Millennia when it came to the first patch. Nah, now you got the DLC and everyone is just destroying you. So bad, in fact, that people are coming on the internet and they are crying like little babies and they're putting negative review scores on the game. Yodo saying the Elden Ring DLC is too hard, apparently conversation. Elden Ring DLC is currently getting review bombed on Steam because the bosses are too hard. I want to see what is interesting, right? Dark Souls is a game that's supposed to be hard, right? It's the game where you're supposed to die a billion times and it makes you want to like pull your hair out. It makes you just, it makes you want to do the worst things imaginable, curse everything, because it's so freaking unfair. And it sounds like they came out with a DLC patch that made it so unfair that people were like, nah, I can't approve of this game. You did your job a little bit too well. As you guys can see here from this first picture, right? It's Elden Ring. It's got mixed reviews, 26,000, which is crazy because like, the game itself, when it first came out, got like all overwhelmingly positive. So for it to say mixed for one of the best games of all time is kind of crazy. This person here said, I've just completed all the main remembrance bosses without summoning, so now I can give an informed opinion on them. Before I begin, let me just say that the content added aside from the bosses is a great addition to the game. The world is amazing, the music is great, the new weapons and abilities are awesome additions, and so on. The reason why I give it a negative review is because the bosses are incredibly poorly executed and are simply a series of cheap tricks being spent spammed repeatedly that chunk the life out of your health. They are no fun to fight whatsoever. I personally gained no satisfaction whatsoever from defeating any of them, instead of only fleeting relief. These new bosses only serve to highlight the terminal main issue that this game has. The player combat in Elden Ring is not adequate for the enemies you face. It does not offer a compelling skill-based experience like Sekiro and Bloodborne did. You're being frustrated into trying to get damage, and after watching the boss do a series of acrobatics for 15 seconds only to get slammed by a combo extension that is intentionally designed to catch you out when you get sick of waiting around. This is not fun. This is the main point I'm making with this review. It's not that it's too hard for me. The intended way to fight these bosses in this game is not fun. Now, let me be frank, okay? I am definitely on the train of like, boo-hoo-hoo, stop sobbing, right? Just play the game, get better. That's how I feel about it. I don't think this is a terribly drawn out like whiner baby review. This actually feels like an adequate type of response that has some substance to it to explain that it's not so much that it's hard, it's just not fun. It's just hard for the sake of hard. Like hot sauce, right? There's some hot sauce you taste, it's hot and it tastes really good. But then there's some hot sauce that's just hot for the sake of getting hot, right? You don't even taste it, it just freaking burns your mouth, right? So you put it on there, you're just like, ah, my mouth is burning, it did nothing for taste. And you know what I mean? It's kind of like that analogy. For me, it boils down to the type of person that you are when it comes to hard video games. This tweet is basically perfect. It says only two types of players, and it says this game is hard and they're crying. This game is hard and they are absolutely just ecstatic, bro. Okay, like that's how I feel when games are hard, because I feel like most games are way too freaking easy, that I would prefer a game that's just hard for the sake of being hard and me just trying to figure out how to win, even if it doesn't feel fun, even if it seems cheap. I am actually, at least in my opinion, okay with extremely hard difficulties just because most games feel like baby games. Like I feel like I'm never being challenged when I play most video games, bro. Put that joint on hard. I need a freaking challenge. I've been playing games for a while. I got good reflexes. I'm a fighting game. Challenge me, all right? Make me suffer. Make me hate playing the game. I think that's the whole point of Elden Ring, is that it's supposed to piss you off. You're not supposed to have fun. You're just supposed to die. When I think of like games like that, I think of what's that? Going Up or Getting Up, the one where you have to basically like climb up a mountain on a bucket with a pickaxe or whatever. Absolutely, I hate that. Hate it, hate it, hate it. But there's something about the hate, right? The fact that it just, wow. Something about hating it so much that makes it so freaking good. I remember one of the first earlier games that I played a long time ago that I can recall that was so impossibly hard was I Want to Be the Guy. I think I actually streamed it on this channel like years back, right? I remember it's hard for the sake of being hard. The game purposely is designed to piss you off. Every time you think you figured something out, the game would then just do the opposite of what you just figured out in order to kill you and make you lose all of your progress, okay? And a lot of people would say that's not fair. In Elden Ring, there's a boss that specifically just in the early parts of the game, I forget his name, right? And he tries to swing at you and he goes, bam, right? And your intention is like to dodge, right? You're like, oh, I can see it coming, here I go. And then he cocks back and then swings and hits your dodge, right? Not fair at all. So I think a lot of people don't like the fact that the game is now turning you into basically a hitting bag, a sandbag, and early on trying to figure out how to optimize and beat these guys is basically just survival, right? But again, eventually what ends up happening most of the time is as you get good, G-I-T-G-O-O-D, as you get good, you start realizing what the weaknesses are. You realize at the end of the day, you can always cheese one of these Elden Ring bosses, okay? You can always do it. Someone will figure out how to make a very incredibly hard boss very incredibly easy and how to level out the playing field. So that's kind of like how I feel about it. Asmongold was trending because apparently he quit the Elden Ring DLC because it was too hard for it to be fun.
I might give it maybe another day, like I don't know, but like I think I'm pretty much done. Yeah, I am. I think that the DLC is too hard for it to be fun. Like, when every single attack combo, like, stuns you, and then you're locked into an animation, and then you get insta-killed, I just, like, I can beat it, and of course I could beat it, but I just don't really want to. I don't want to sit through 100 attempts or 50 attempts on every boss, where it's like you have to dodge like a 5 attack.
I actually respect this opinion, okay? And if this is something that you share as well, sometimes it's just not worth it, right? Here's another good example of a difficult game. Sometimes games are difficult for the sake of being difficult and people cater to that. But also, if you just make it difficult and it's not fun whatsoever at the same time, finding that balance might be hard. Very difficult game that feels very rewarding that I used to play was Celeste. And Celeste, very difficult, and the difficulty keeps rising and rising and rising and rising. And you're just like, this is terrible. But the game is made in a way where as you master specific techniques and get through certain stages, right, you keep getting better. So it's like, it feels like you dying over and over matters, right? Because as you die, you get experience, you get better, and then suddenly you're doing all of these things that were really, really hard and impossible before, that now is just a piece of cake and you're executing it and it feels good. There's a hard that feels good as you get challenged. And maybe this is one of the hards that feel good where you're not actually applying experience in order to learn. You're just trying to memorize the moves of a boss that have erratic behavior, right? You're just been like, oh, I'm dead. Okay, I guess I got to figure that out. Oh, I'm dead again. I guess I can't do that. Oh, I'm dead again kind of thing. And for some people, that might not be rewarding because it's not playing off their ability to learn. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're not evolving as a player. They're just encountering another problem they kind of just have to fix that almost looks like an impossible solution, and they can't really use prior existing history in order to, you get what I'm trying to say here. Which brings us down to the final opinion that I want to share with you guys. It's coming from Kai Sinat. The Act Man quote retweet him said, this dude started playing FromSoft games like 2 months ago and he already understands their games better than FromSoft fans right now. LOL. And it says, you guys know Kai Sinat, biggest streamer. He just got finished doing a huge Elden Ring stream a couple of weeks back. And then he did this another stream with Kevin Hart. Man has just been killing it he's just been killing it. He's just been killing it. I mean, I'm not even trying to glaze. He's just literally been killing it. And this is what he has to say as someone who beat Elden Ring, doing a full ass marathon.
It's a skill issue. I'm assing your ass. But your ass though. Cause you really say this too hard. Nigga, put your big boy pants on, go out there, and go fight. Like, what are you talking about? Like, here's the thing, right? This is the first major release since the actual game 2 years ago, correct? Yes or no? If you went through all that hassle 2 years ago, why the fuck would they make a DLC for you to breeze past and be done with in a day or two? Make it make sense, my nigga.
Not saying anything wrong. Why would the guys here at Elden Ring make an easy DLC patch for you, right? They got to take it up a notch. They got to make it worth your money. They got to freaking piss you off. They're known for one thing and one thing only, and that's for having one of the toughest, most unfairest type games of all time, right? While also having a lot of other things involved. The DLC, having all of that plus more, should bring people more pleasure. It's just too much for some people to handle. So that's the Elden Ring drama in a nutshell, okay? There's just going to be some people who get it or don't, some people who are going to enjoy it or not. Like, it's like you either just win or you don't. You either get it or you don't. You either get out there and fight and beat the game or you don't. Whether you enjoy it or not, it's a challenge. It's an obstacle. And it's either one that you feel like you want to encounter to beat to go into the next one, or you want to have fun. If you want to have fun while also being challenged, maybe this game is not for you. And some people enjoy having fun simply by trying to figure out almost impossible challenges. It's not going to be for everyone. To me, I think that the fact that it got mixed reviews based on its difficulty actually confirms that they did the right thing. If this DLC essentially made people who are a fan of the game a little bit less of a fan of the game, then it actually is operating as intended, and it should be worth every freaking penny. You guys can let me know though how you feel about the Elden Ring DLC being too hard drama below. Look, a lot of you guys have been asking me to talk about the situation. It keeps popping up on my timeline. All right, it's a mess. It's one of those, for a lot of people, it's tea. This is the reason why people come to these tea channels, is to see how people talk about their private lives personally, right? And this is one of the ones that literally just got blasted in front of my face. I did not care to hear about these people and their relationship, but for some reason, every time I refresh my Twitter, something would pop up where I would learn more information about them, right? It was like, remember Christian Rock and the other dude, I remember the girl, whatever, I don't know. But remember you kept learning a lot about them and their relationship and you did not care, you weren't even looking for it, and then you found out more information. It's like this, but with like League of Legends players, okay? So I'm a little curious. I'll entertain it, but there's no way I'm going to do some deep dive into the relationship, okay? But we'll do a little bit. We'll sip a little bit of tea, okay? So there's this guy by the name of Dantes, best hecarim in the world, League of Legends player, okay? And he came out and he made a tweet saying, Laura and I broke up. I'm assuming it's his girlfriend because, well, yeah, they broke up. While I could sit here and try for hours to explain the reason why, it all comes down to one simple truth. I'm not ready for a relationship. From the get-go, I told her that my career would be my first priority. She always did everything she could to accommodate the fact, whether it was bringing me food, supporting me after a bad day, encouraging me when I was down, or just being an ear that could listen to all my problems. She was in all ways possible everything I ever wanted. The problem is, however, the relationships are about compromise. Seeing her take steps back in her own life and career in order to support me, while I was unwilling and unable to do the same for her, is just something that over time took its toll on me mentally. I just came to the realization that the very foundation of what relationships are wasn't something that I was able and willing to do, and as a result made the decision to end things. I won't pretend that I know if I made the right choice or not. The only thing I can say is that I'm internally grateful for the time and love that we shared. At the end of the day, I'd rather live regretting a choice that I did make than go through life always second guessing myself. Going forward, I only ask that you show her nothing but support, since she was always the one who gave her all with understanding me and trying to work through everything. Thank you. 89,000 likes, 17,000 quote retweets, 82.8 million views. You know, when it comes to online relationships or people who have relationships that are more public, it does kind of make sense that when they do break up, that sometimes there's an announcement. I don't know about a full ass like tweet like this. This one seems a little kind of, guy's a pretty good writer. I don't know if all of this was necessary. He could have just been like, hey, me and Laura broke up. You know, it was amicable. Please respect our wishes at this time in our privacy. And, you know, keep it like that. But my man's decided to go in and express himself because, you know what? It's Twitter. And on Twitter, you're allowed to express yourself and your feeling. The response, though, however, was people being like, bro, you just fumbled a bad bitch. Okay, apparently she's, you know, really attractive or whatever. It's like, how could you, bro? You messed up. You know, now the internet is giving their opinion of their relationship and it becomes super parasocial, right? Fumble of the year, dog. 9 months and you decide to drop someone who loved you deeply because you value a game over someone else. Insane. You took the easy way out. If you truly considered her the woman of your life, the idea of sacrificing your time for her would have been much more obvious than abandoning her. Bro was a 90-game win streak and decided to FF15. Sounds like you wasted the poor girl's time. So, you know, everyone here coming in him and giving their response because, you know, he opened himself up to these kind of responses. But you know how the internet works. Now everybody knows exactly what's happening in the relationship. They can dissect it. They can personalize him. They know who was in the right, who was in the wrong, what type of person he is, yada, yada. Everyone starts coming up with these scenarios in their head and basically being like, yes, you are a bad person or a wrong person, or you're a good guy or whatever. You get it. That's the internet. But guys, Twitter never fails, okay? No matter what the situation is, no matter how bad it gets, Twitter never freaking fails in delivering memes, the funnies. Even when you're at your saddest, bro, someone will come up with a tweet, say something like, and it would either out of pocket or funny, and you're like, God damn, how is this app free? This guy said, TLDR for everyone, I love you. I love you too. How much? So much. More than League of Legends? Know your limits. You'll see a lot of thirsty tweets like this one right here, which says, dude just left this woman for a video game. Now, this one is always interesting to me when when people on the internet think that looks mean everything, okay? Usually when it comes to people on the internet, my guess is that they're either starved attention or maybe they don't have an experience. But when this is kind of like your connection to it, like, wow, look at her. How could you leave her? These are people who do not actually have experience in a relationship and don't realize that just because someone is pretty or good looking doesn't mean that they might not be a good partner for you, okay? It's not just all at the end of the day that this person looks really freaking good and therefore therefore everything should work out. I feel like only people who are experienced in relationships, right, understand this concept, and people who don't were like, yeah, I'm going to gas her up and be like, I can't believe you left someone who looks this gorgeous or this hot. Okay, there's plenty of people who are look at J-Lo, bro. There's plenty of women and men out there who look amazing, and they're single, or they're constantly being in relationships and then breaking up. Okay, just because somebody looks good doesn't mean it can't be insufferable. I'm not saying that about her, but it's just such a boring take when people are like, I can't believe you fumbled somebody that looks like this, and they don't understand the concept that that is just not the extent of what a relationship looks like. It's not everything. It might be for you, someone who's never even been with someone, maybe you've never had the feel or a touch of a girl's warmth for you or whatever, maybe you're inexperienced, maybe you've never been with a cutie, whatever, but I'm telling you, bro, I'm telling you, with experience, okay? When you are with certain people, especially if they look really good, it might come with some. There's a chart, okay? I'm just be freaking real with y'all. Let's just talk, okay? Can we just stop beating around the bush? There's a chart somewhere where it's like a high correlation between how good they look and how crazy they can be, right? It's correlated, like a. They look really, really freaking good. Boy, you about to be in for a ride, okay? Because you know they've gotten away with a lot in life, right? Now, that's not every single girl, but usually, like, it's a high correlation between, man, she looks really good, and man, she might be a little bit crazy. Same applies to guys as well, but I'm just telling you, I'm trying to tell you, I'm trying to put you in game for perspective that this is definitely a cold take. Like, here it is again, right? I said, you picked League over her? Are you effing And then said, showed her again, grateful that after years of dyeing my hair, still is this my help. Her name is Laura H. And it's got 118,000 likes. Again, people always boiling things down to like how a girl's look, and like you just fumbled like a girl who looks freaking gorgeous. And for some people, that's all they really need. For some people, they just want something that looks nice and some eye candy. Maybe they'll just ignore everything else, and maybe they'll just be happy and they'll be content with that. And if that's who you are, maybe that's good for you. That's all you really need to be happy. But that doesn't apply to everybody, and I think it's just a matter of experience. As for Laura, she said, and once more, I wasn't enough. I think she got a tattoo of the guy's name like somewhere on her. She's a tattoo girl. And then said, happy 9 months. Oh man, it sucks, bro. Breakups suck, but then when your breakup is like on public, like blast for the internet, god damn, bro. It's rough, bro. It's already rough as it is without the publicity, but now it's on. Good Lord. Anyway, as the situation progressed, I think it included some guy named Tarzone or something like that. People were kind of like being like, hey man, you were a cheater, you were sexting, you were doing all these bad things probably. This is the reason why you broke up, you're a bad dude. Blah, blah, blah. And I think his ex, the girl, was just kind of like, no, bro, he was not sexting anyone when we got a relationship. He told me openly that he was seeing multiple people and also have more than just talks with them, and after 2 weeks of getting to know each other better, he started day by day to be more exclusive with me, like how normal people do when they're dating. Sometimes they're dating multiple people, and then eventually they're like, actually, I'm ready to date just one kind of person kind of thing. Anyway, looking more into it, it looked like it got a bit weird with this guy named Tarzan, because they started bringing up some personal information about them. Like the fact that it's out there, it's public information, but she might have had an abortion, and like down, that's when it's getting too weird. Why couldn't people just leave it surface level, kind of like a freaking drama reality TV show? Now you're digging up dirt, and now you're bringing up personal information like that to expose to the entire world. Not a clean look. She said here, amazing how Tarzan just went live and brought another man on his stream to talk about my abortion and excuse his behavior because he's impulsive. I can't. Instead of pretending to have remorse for his actions, he instead said on his stream multiple times that it had to be done, even without my consent, because he was mad at Dante and then blocked me everywhere. So sounds like whoever this Tarzan guy person came in and just made everything about him. He then replied saying sorry now won't fix anything if Tarnish ever wanted to say sorry to her. He told me in Brazil I should not talk openly about it because people will hate on me and destroy me. At the time, I had explained to him for over 4 minutes why I don't want to talk about it in public, because I'm still crying on the day every month where the abortion happened, knowing that people will call me a killer, a child murderer, slut, I should go die with my baby, etc. He continued defending his position and justifying why he is in the right to talk about it without my consent, because she talked about it openly about it with him in a private setting, why he didn't have another choice, and the most manipulative part, accusing another human of forcing me. to get an abortion. God, who is this Tarzan guy and why did he make this entire situation about himself? What the hell? Anyway, guys, like I said, it's absolutely freaking messy. The way that I see this situation is everyone's entitled to do whatever they want with their lives, okay? If they want to keep their private lives and make it public for everyone, they can. If they want to keep it private, they can as well. I personally think, okay, we're gonna be real again. Can I be real with you guys? Again, you can do whatever the hell you want with your life, but I personally think it's a red flag, right? When you basically make information about your relationship public, right? When you tweet it, when you post it, when you share it, you stream it, you talk about it. I think those are red flags because in my opinion, when it comes to relationships, everything that happens with the relationship, as long as things aren't, toxic or someone needs to cry for help or something like that, or bad or abuse or whatever, it should stay in there, right? It should literally stay in that pocket. And that's it. That's quite literally the end of it, is just keep that stuff between you two, okay? You guys had a relationship with each other. Keep that relationship keep that private. Savor that stuff. If you want to go out and share with it because you got done dirty, then sure, right? Because you want to expose this person so they don't do this to other people. But if it ended in a way, I think you got to be careful with that. So in my opinion, for you guys at home, if you're with somebody, you're not with somebody, you're looking for somebody, just be careful of people who post too much information about their lives on social media, because you might get into a relationship with them and then now your relationship is going to be as public as everything else that they've done in the past. All right. That's a red flag to me, at least. So when I saw this guy tweet all this stuff, I was like, damn, bro, did you really have to go in that deep? Again, I'm not judging him. I'm just saying that it's just usually not a good look, because then you're going to get the internet to come through and just cause so much more damage, as opposed to just being like, hey, we're breaking up, it's private, you guys don't need to know the reason why, love her, we're good, but it didn't work out, all right, deuces. Usually I think those are the best ways to handle it, so the people on the internet know what's happening, but also they don't need to know what's happening at the same time. You know what I'm saying? That's all I feel about it. You guys can let me know. I'm not going into the details of this other guy named Tarzan or whatever, but this drama kept popping up on my news feed, bro, about them and this breakup or whatever. It sounds like both of them are going to do fine. He seems like he's a successful League of Legends player, and she's a baddie who's, just, going to continue to get people to try to date her. She's probably got no problems, issues. They're both going to be trying to heal. And yeah, I hope that they can. All right, so let's end today's video with just a quick, few things that you probably need to know type things here. One of them being Paper Poke telling me that Pyoro, one of the biggest Nintendo leakers, was got. Okay, so you don't know, guys, there's been some drama with like anonymous accounts who leak video games, and I'm not going to leak anything to you guys, right? But there are people on the internet who know things about like the Nintendo Direct before it drops, who've got the inside information and inside scoop. One person, I think, got outed, like they thought there was a girl behind it, and then he got outed as like a guy. Secretly, he was like some white guy or whatever, like this entire time he was masquerading as a girl. We've seen that before, right? Accounts where there's someone going like, oh, I'm your favorite girl and blah blah blah. Psych. I'm just a dude. I've been lying to you this entire time. Oh, you got me. Anyway, this person said, apparently Pyoro's source works for Nintendo of Japan. In a now deleted post, Pyoro claimed they didn't know their responses would be included in the report. So this person had inside information and then exposed their insider? Oh my God, bro. Why would you put, oh my Lord. And with Nintendo, oh my God, this guy is cooked. Whoever it was in Nintendo, they're probably cooked. And Pyoro might be cooked. Oh, why would you give up your sources? Look, I'm in the news industry, okay? And I got people, I got sources, right? I know people, they tell me things. And when people ask, where did you find that out? I'm not going to reveal my sources. I ain't going to tell. That's what you do when it comes to journalism, okay? You do not reveal your sources so that people feel comfortable telling you things anonymously, right? That's just kind of how it works. So I will never be like, hey guys, I just learned something crazy from ABC XYZ 123. They told me all of these crazy things because after they told me in confidence, right? And this man basically exposed his Nintendo leaker. Let me see what this says. It's a tweet here that says, WTF, I didn't know they would include my responses in their report. And the report, it says, I reached out to Pyoro to try to get clarity on this. Over direct messages, they told me that their source works for Nintendo of Japan. But I'm unsure how they obtained their information and that the back-end theory is a reasonable guess. Oh my God. Pyoro is just the latest mysterious rumor monger to get knocked off the pedestal in recent weeks. Another ex-user who went by the handle Midori had claimed to be a Japanese woman with inside assets. That's who it was, Midori. So it was a Japanese woman with inside assets. It was just some dude. Gang Stealth said Pyoro, the former Nintendo leaker, locked his account, deleted tweets, and removed his avatar picture. It was a mistake telling anyone his source on or off the record. It was another mistake not realizing what they said would be included in the report. So he's gone. The leakers are gone. Some people see this as good news because that means it's going to be less leaks. Okay, like people like me who don't like to be spoiled, I don't like leaks, but there's a large population of people for some reason who like to be spoiled, right? Like they're just like, spoil me on games, spoil me on movies, spoil me on animes. I like to learn about things that I'm not supposed to learn until later. I just want to be, there are people who freaking love it. Aaron had said, hey, could you tell us how you've been? Last time you said you felt bored and underwhelmed in a way. Have you found ways to feel more relaxed or something to get you a fire? And again, I have. I've been doing a lot, okay? And I will make this the last segment. You guys can have just a quick TLDR of what I've been up to for the past couple of weeks or month. But a while back, I was talking about how like nothing was hitting. Games weren't hitting, video games weren't hitting, anime was hitting. Just like nothing was like hitting in a way. And people were like, you're depressed, Omni. I was like, maybe, you know, maybe I am depressed. Maybe sometimes I'm always depressed in some kind of way. You might not be wrong. But I also felt like it had something to do with the fact that I was kind of living in a bit of a routine where I wasn't challenging myself in enough ways. And yes, I have figured out ways to break this cycle. So as most of you guys know, I'm on a toxic positivity arc on Twitter. You know, I'm basically trying to inspire the homies to get up and motivate them to like, you know, change their lives. I'm not saying that I hit rock bottom, but when I got my injury to my arm, which is still injured, by the way, I did hit a kind of special kind of mental rock bottom, because when it comes to physical injuries, when you lose like 75% of your strength, imagine it's like playing a Final Fantasy game, right? And then you lose like 75% of your save file, and then being told that you might not be able to get it back. You might be able to lose strength that you might not be able to get back. And as a guy like me who's a huge gym buff, I love getting stronger. I love staying healthy. I love the whole concept, right? Only for that to just go away because I just got in a car accident was something very difficult for me to deal with mentally. So it definitely played a part probably in this whole point of me playing video games and anime not hitting as well. So I started to dig a little bit deeper. And I've been on this kind of like training arc, this Hajime no Ippo arc when it comes to my brain, my discipline. I've been staying away from like monitors and my computer. I realized I was falling into this dopamine trap as well, where, you know, I got bored. And when I got bored, I wasted time, right? Because that's how it works by design, right? Whenever you're bored, you're watching this video right now. If you're watching this video, there's a good chance that you're doing something else. You're probably eating. So you're watching me because you're bored and you don't want to eat without having something to watch. I don't either. That's how it works. Maybe you're at the gym, right? And you just want something in the background that you can listen to keep you, you know, not bored from what you're doing or whatever, right? So even you listening to me right now, there's probably a very few amount of you guys who are just sitting here doing absolutely nothing and just listening to me talk. So yeah, I did figure something out, and it was basically trying to figure out how to change my state and frame of mind. And a part of it was just quite literally doing whatever you would do to the gym, but doing it to your brain and just trying to grow mentally. What I've been doing is this thing where if there's anything that I hate, right, that I don't want to do, I then give myself 2 or 3 seconds and then I immediately do it, right? I've been purposely going towards all the tasks that I've been avoiding for weeks, months, years, and completing them. And it feels really freaking good, and challenging myself and literally torturing myself in a way where I just keep doing things that I just did not feel like doing, or I tell myself that I don't want to do. It's been very healthy for me. I finally think the fire that I'm kind of fighting is challenging myself to a point where I'm not in a routine. I think routine is nice for comfort. The fact that you can fall back into comfort is always freaking good, but I think I fell a little bit too far into routine, and that fire that I had, that drive to kind of grow, progress, be stronger, everything started getting a little bit like mellowed out. I got a little bit too comfortable. And what I can say, and again, I'm just rambling. You can go if you guys want to or not. Comfort is really dangerous. It's a silent freaking killer. The thing is, and this is how it works. People who are traumatized or have a lot of pain in whatever way, right? They want to find stability. They want to find themselves in a place where they can, relax, rest, be good, have that home place and that base so you can restore your HP and no one can harm you. That's that sanctuary. People are looking for that, especially because they're always being inflicted upon every single day. But once your HP is restored, you're supposed to go back out there and fight. You're supposed to go out there and fight battles. You're supposed to go fight bosses. You're supposed to level up. Okay. I feel like in life that when it comes to recovering HP is that you want to earn rest. You want to earn it because it feels better to sleep after a long day of doing things that you want to do in life, sometimes that are harder or challenging yourself, whether it's physically, emotionally, trying to accomplish a new task, trying to accomplish a new obstacle. Rest always feels better when you have earned it. Now, when it's given to you and you're kind of chilling and you're not doing anything and then you rest, it's almost as if like those things that you reward yourself with become less rewarding because you're not doing things to obtain it, right? You're going on the internet, you're playing video games. Back in the, as you were a kid, you might have to earn playing video games sometimes to do homework, stuff like that. But when you're doing the things as rewards as a normal basis of your life, those rewards stop becoming rewards and then it stops hitting as much. And I think that's what was happening a large portion of my life specifically, was I was rewarding myself too much without actually challenging my limits and trying to grow. And you either kind of get or you don't. But does that make sense? That's kind of what I've been doing. I've been on this really strong mental, physical journey where I've just basically been trying to level up my thought process. I've been trying to dig deep into myself and learn more about who I am as a person, what I want out of life, what are my fears, what am I running from? What am I doing to cope? Whether it's jokes or games or whatever, I've been trying to confront myself as not as the enemy, but as an ally, as someone who can actually make me grow. And it's, and I'll say this is the last thing I'll basically say about this, right? But we got one life on this planet. And I think like we all owe it to ourselves to be the best version of ourselves. Because like, imagine, bro, that you are destined for greatness and all you had to do is just get up earlier and start attacking the day as opposed to letting the day attack you. Taking control of your life in a way is very, very exciting, because not having control or feeling like everything is just happening to you is the absolute worst. So that's it. That's enough for motivational toxic Omni. Okay. That's kind of what I've been through. It's a lot. I will. Okay, this is going to look bad, but you don't have to if you don't want to, okay? But this is just something that I do with my Patreon. But yeah, I have a pretty small group of people that I talk to on the daily on my Patreon. It's called the Omniverse, right? And I show up every day and I tell them about my gym goals. I show them like my diet, my fitness. I help them with theirs. I help them when it comes to either going to the gym, health. I help them with finance, YouTube stuff, right? Like I've been looking for, okay, here's the thing, all right? I've been looking for a group of people, especially like offline, who are like similar minded, who kind of want to like, grow basically in ways. But it's freaking hard. A lot of my friends and people that I know are not like in that space. A lot of people that I know are like in this, weekly cycle of just like partying or drugs or whatever. And there's just rinse, wash, repeat. I'm like, man, I wish I could find people who like are really trying to like attack the day, who are trying to grow, who want to just do something a little bit stronger with their lives, motivation, Hajime no Ippo, whatever you want to freaking call it. I've been kind of doing this thing called the Omniverse, where I have a Discord. It's just private and I just hang out with the crew there every single freaking day, and we just talk about growing. So if you guys are curious, you can come to the Patreon and you can come through. I've kept it locked because I like keeping it tight knit, so a lot of people have not been able to join. I may open it up just a few more slots and you guys can jump in if you want, but you don't have to. All right, just letting you know that exists. But that's kind of like where I have been, is in the Omniverse, trying to figure out how to level up and level up with people with me, because I am in a phase in my life where I want to take more control and be a little bit less comfortable. That's it. So that's kind of that. So This is not just a big old Patreon shield. You don't have to come support me on Patreon if you don't want, okay? I would love it. You can come in and just for $4 and you can help me out if you want, but you don't have to. This is not a, oh no, Omni's becoming toxic positivity motivational coach. And now, like, it's not that, all right? I'm just looking for a gang of people that are like-minded individuals. It's kind of hard to find. So when I extend the invitation out to people with a select few, the people who are like, who've hit rock bottom, like kind of I did recently, it feels good creating that community and being able to talk amongst each other. That's kind of what I've been doing in the background when I'm not making videos, is just doing that and hanging out with the gang. So that's all. That's just to answer your question. That's what I've been doing, and that's the growth that I've been having, and I've been having a lot of fun challenging myself. All right, guys, that's all I have for today's video. I'm gonna get out of here. I love you guys. I'll probably drop one on Wednesday and then one more on Friday-ish. I think I got 2 more videos in the pocket for you guys based on the news. Maybe one LayItOmni on something that might be interesting. I love you guys. If you made it to the end of the video, by the way, and you are listening, I ask this every single time, but if you can make the exception for this time to just basically, you know, subscribe, that would be pretty awesome. If you're already a subscriber, if you can just drop a like, it lets me know that you made it to the end of the video and I made a good video. I love you guys. Brush your freaking teeth and floss. When you brush your teeth, brush downwards, okay? Because if you just go like sideways, yeah, that kind of helps. But the whole point is that you want the bristles to get into like the gums. Like if you haven't flossed for a while and you go into your gums with a pick, there is just freaking plaque just building up in there, right? And then that plaque dries up, becomes really stinky and becomes really hard. And then it starts messing with your freaking gums. And then it messes with your breath. And you don't want that because it can give you periodontal disease. Brush and floss, bro, all of the time, man. Take care of your teeth. You don't want to be talking to someone and they don't want to talk to you no more just because you had bad breath, and then you get ghosted and you don't know why all these people don't want to talk to you no more. It's because your breath stinks. You could have avoided it. All right. I love y'all. All right. Y'all take it easy. Stay safe on these hot streets because these streets are not safe. All right. All right. Peace.